Today on Beyond.
She's also talking about someone not believing this. So I don't know if it was a skeptic. I don't know if you were the skeptic.
He doesn't believe in this sort of thing. So what will James do to get him to reach a daughter from beyond? But first,
I wish to contact my son, John. He was murdered 6.5 years ago, and I really don't have too many answers to my questions, and I'm hoping he can tell me something. He was shot in the face underneath his right eye by his best friend. Not only was my son murdered, but 2 other people, and then the guy that did the killing killed himself. We think it was jealousy. John had moved in with Irene to help protect her from Larry. She kicked him out of the house about 2 weeks before this happened. I still think part of me is in that coffin with him. It's just like part of my life ended when his life ended. My whole life changed. I want him to know that I still love him and miss him, and I'm just hoping he can give me some answers to why, and that he's okay, and that he's not alone, and that he's happy.
using his extraordinary psychic ability to communicate with spirits, he's transformed lives by unlocking mysteries and sharing secrets from the other side. James Van Praagh, best-selling author, renowned medium, and your connection to the world beyond.
Hi.
Hi.
Barb?
Yes.
Barb, nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you.
I know that your son passed away. He was murdered, your
Yes.
son? Okay.
Yes, he was.
And you just said to me, as we sat down here, that you're from Wisconsin.
Yes.
And you said something about the cheese state?
Yeah. Cheese heads for the
Cheese
Packers.
heads. Oh, cheese heads of the Packers. Okay.
For the Packers.
Okay. All right.
Football.
Good. All right. Let's see what I can get for you. There's a lady standing behind you who feels like a mother figure to me.
My mom.
Okay. And I want to give you love from her. And she's brought your son with her. And she said he's here and he's proud of his mother. He's proud of his mother.
Together.
Yeah, they're together. And I don't know if you wanted to know that, but that's what she's telling me. That must have been one of your questions. But they're together, okay? Was there a gun involved?
Yes.
Please?
Yes. With my son.
Yeah. He was killed with a gun, he said.
Yes.
And was there a gang of kids around this? Like a bunch of 2 kids that were dealt with the killing with
Yes, there was 2 other
kids?
people.
There's what, 2 kids
Well, they
around
weren't-
this? Kids, older people or something?
Yes, they were about the same
And
age.
I want to ask you, was there involved money at all, or talk about getting money also, or?
Not that I'm aware of.
And who goes away in the car, or drives by, goes in a car and goes by?
Goes by the house.
Uh-huh.
I used to, but I can't anymore.
Okay.
It hurts too
Did you
much.
went by where it was done? Or
Yes.
where he was killed?
Right after he was murdered, I used to just stand in front of the house. It was
Okay,
vacant. and
Okay.
just
Yeah,
stare at
I
it.
know that. He doesn't want you to have that pain anymore. I'm not there. This has to happen a long time ago.
6.5 years.
I was going to say 5, because it feels like a long time ago.
But to me, it feels like it was
I
yesterday.
know. Oh, I know. You never lose the pain. I know. I work with a lot
I
of...
just love him so much, and I miss him.
And he loves you. He loves you so much. He doesn't want you to be in pain. He doesn't want that. He doesn't want you to be in pain. I know you made a quilt for him.
Yes,
And he wants to thank you for making it. I think his name is on it also, or the side of it.
I wanted to know when he was murdered if he was sound asleep. He was supposed to be sleeping. That's what I was told. And I want to make sure that the quilt that I made him was with him, so that I was.
He said
so
right
I was
there.
with him.
He said it was
with
right
him.
there, Mom. It was right there, Mom. It was right there, Mom. It was right there, Mom. He said it kept me warm. It must have been a cold time, or...
It was February.
Okay. Because he said it kept me warm, Mom.
Did John suffer at all?
He said it did not hurt, and he said it felt like getting a needle, so it's like a shot, like a sting like that. And he said that was it, and he blacked out. He's telling me that his friend who did this, but there was also someone else around. So there was either one that pulls the trigger, but 2 are looking, or someone else is looking here. So someone else, well, then there's someone else he goes to and tells or something, because there's another person that knows about it.
Larry, before he killed everybody, told another friend what he was going to do.
Thank you.
Like a week or so
Thank you.
before, but
Thank
nobody
you.
believed him.
Yeah, because there was another person he said involved here.
But he wasn't,
He was involved in
there.
shooting, but he was told about it. Yeah, I know. Go on. He's also talking to me about a pond, like a pond. I'm not sure there's a lake or a pond near where you live or where he would go to. Okay.
McGovern Park, there used to be a pond, but it
When
is
he was a
no-
kid.
Yes.
Okay, when he was a kid. And I see
And-
like ducks and I'm seeing all these things on this pond.
And his great-grandparents lived on a lake.
Okay.
And we used to go
Well,
up
he
there.
keeps on showing me this, and I like this feeling I'm getting from this pond or this lake, okay?
Fishing.
And the grandparents that have passed over, are these the
Yes.
ones, please? Okay, that's the connection.
Yes.
So they're the ones
His
he's with,
great-grandparents.
and that's the lake that I guess belonged to them, but there's some kind of, he wants you to realize that he's with those people, the lake, and the feelings that he had at that lake, that the family had with the barbecues and stuff like this, that's the feeling he has now.
Okay.
Understand that?
And he's happy?
Couldn't be happier. He couldn't be happier. And it's hard for us to understand that in this physical world, but he can't be happier. He's a wild guy.
Yes.
He lives on the edge.
Yes, he
never
does.
listened to you.
No.
Never listened to anyone.
Nope.
He's old before his years. He's very, I know that you want him to go to school. You want to go to a particular school. And I think there are probably 3 schools that he would try to choose from, but you want him to go to a particular school. And you were trying to tell him to go to this particular school, okay? And he didn't want to go.
Right.
He didn't want to go.
He skipped a lot.
He didn't want to go to school.
Right.
I know that, I understand that there were either peeled stickers that were on a wall, whether it's his bedroom, and they were peeled onto the wall. They were stuck on there, and we have to take these things off, and we're trying to pull these stickers off the wall, and they were all over his wall. Understand that?
Yes.
The bedroom wall is full of these stickers.
I took them all down.
You took them all down, okay.
Yeah.
Well, he was watching you.
I know he was.
Scrape them, scrape them, scrape them, because you had to scrape them. I also see posters on a ceiling or
Yes,
something.
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Isn't that wild? And they're on there so hard,
Yes,
so
I
tough.
was sitting there 1 minute cursing him out for putting them up, and the next minute crying.
Okay, because he's laughing about that.
Because I changed his room into a quilting room for myself.
Okay, I'm going to leave you with that.
One other thing.
Yeah.
Can you ask John if he's still upset with his brother Mark?
He said, why do you bring up old things? He said, no more, it's no more. They didn't talk to each other.
They haven't. They,
know.
and
They
that
didn't
was
talk to
because
each
of
other.
Larry. And Mark is
I know they
having a
didn't
very
talk-
hard time.
He said, please tell him I love him. Your heart is open. My heart is open to him. My heart is open to him. I want you to look at pictures.
I will.
Because your son has been appearing in pictures, spirit pictures, photos, lights,
We just
orbs, and you have him.
We just came back from Tennessee.
Uh-huh.
For the Grand Ole Opry was our anniversary, the end of August, and some of the pictures I have a white light.
Hello, there we
That's
are.
right by me.
That's your son.
That is him.
That's
I
him.
figured it had to be.
It's him.
So he was there with us, and I
Yes.
know my mom was there too.
But that was him in the picture. He wants me to let you know that, just
Okay.
acknowledge that.
Okay.
All right? Okay, sweetie.
Thank
God
you
bless
so
you.
much.
You're welcome.
Next, Barb had many of her questions answered by James. But which is the most important to her? The one that brought her all the way from Wisconsin to here? She let us know. Plus,
She's also talking about someone not believing this. So I don't know who's a skeptic. I don't know if you're
I'm
the
the skeptic.
skeptic.
can James overcome this man's skepticism and get him a message from his daughter? Coming up on Beyond.
Barb came to the show very upset. She's been unable to cope with the murder of her son, John.
'Cause it feels like a long time ago.
But to me, it feels like it was
I
yesterday.
know. Oh, I know. I know.
John was shot to death by his best friend, and Barb hoped with some answers to her questions, she'd be able to move forward with her life.
So there was either one that pulls the trigger, but 2 are looking, or someone else is looking here. Says someone else. Well, then there's someone else he goes to and tells.
James said that the friend contributed to the son's death, to your son's death. Did that make sense to you?
Larry was a very good friend of John, but Larry also confided into somebody else that was not part of it what he intended to do. But nobody took him seriously. Nobody thought he would really do it.
What happened to this man who murdered your son?
He killed himself.
He killed himself.
He killed my son and 2 other people, and then he killed himself.
I know you made a quilt for him,
Yes,
and he wants to thank you for making it.
I made John the quilt, and he wanted it extra warm. So I had to double bat it for him. And I swore I'd never do it for any other quilt because it was very hard to double bat it. And I just wanted to make sure that he had the quilt with him so that he didn't die alone. That in some way I was with him through the quilt.
Peeled stickers that were on a wall
I kind of felt John with me when I was doing this in his room.
Really?
Yes, at one point, I felt a very cold breeze go by me, and none of the windows were open. His room was down in our basement. And one minute I was cursing him out because he stuck these stickers on the wall and the posters on the ceiling, and I could not get him down. Next minute I'm sitting there crying because I missed him so much.
Next,
She loves that.
what special thing did these parents do to keep their daughter's memory alive? Next, on Beyond. We now join James in the audience.
I want to come to these people here. You lost a child? Yes. Okay. Did you come from far away to come here today?
No.
Where'd you come from?
San Gabriel Valley.
Okay.
in
Is
Los
this your
Angeles.
wife?
Yes, my
Would you
wife.
mind standing too? Do you have a son?
Yes.
Okay. That's passed over, please?
No.
No?
No.
Is there a son that you still have?
Yes, he's here with us.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, then you.
And my other
Sorry.
daughter.
I'm hearing son here. Okay.
Daughters, two
Is
other
this
daughters.
1, 2, 3?
No. This is my son's girlfriend sitting, and then the two at the end are my other two daughters.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So we have one big happy family here. There's a lot of emotion here with this person.
Yes.
This is your daughter, but there's also a man there also with her. I don't know who the man is yet, but I'm trying to see who it is, okay? Are you also a sister then? You are. Okay. You too. Why don't you stand and switch seats? That way we get one big happy family, and we can do all of you. Thank you, friend. Okay. Because it's like a family reunion. Okay. Anyone named Kathy or Karen? His name? Or hard K sound?
No, not Kathy or Karen, but there's a K. Her name
Was that her initial
Kim.
K?
Kim.
Kim, is that her?
Yes.
The K? Okay, that's fine. I'll accept that. Slow down, slow down. She's just really fast, and she just needs to slow down because I can't hear her right. She's also talking about someone not believing this. So I don't know who's a skeptic. I don't know if you were the skeptic.
I'm the
Thank you.
skeptic.
It's almost like she's got to win you over first in order for her to come through. And she's been trying to win you over. And she's been talking about being around you, particular dad, because I think mom knows she's there. But she listens to you too much. Don't do that. She talks about being in the bathroom, like when you shower, and there's a thought of her. Okay? You understand that?
Say yes.
Yes? Yes or no? Yeah, just.
Yes.
Okay. Because she said she's come through to you in the shower. Now, the reason why they do that is water's a conductor, and many times they can get through that way. And she can't breathe. She's like, the medium takes on many times a death condition. And with her, I'm feeling like asphyxiation at one point, and I can't breathe.
Yes.
Okay, hold on. And was she on oxygen as well at one point?
Yes, she was. Yes, she was.
She's talking about being on oxygen.
Yes.
The name of Billy or Bill, she's talking to me about.
There's a B, but it's not Bill or Billy.
Who's that?
Brandon?
Is that her boyfriend?
Yes.
That's the one. He's still alive, isn't he?
Yes.
She didn't want to leave him. She did not want to leave him.
No.
I also want to know if there was talk about getting married.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
because she said there was going to be a wedding, or we planned on a wedding, and they talked about it. They just talked
Yes.
about it, okay? She talks about not being able to be saved. You understand this? She couldn't
Yes.
do it. They couldn't save her.
Yes.
Okay? That's the way she's putting it to me.
Yes.
They couldn't save me.
Yes.
They try, but they can't.
No.
Yes.
Okay? It's like no hope. Okay? And I'm sorry to have to relay that to you, but there's a point where they say that to you. Okay?
Yes, they do.
And they come out and they talk to you. The doctors come out and tell you this.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay? There was either a family portrait or a picture taken. She's mentioning that to me. Did that happen before she died, please?
It was the 4 children together.
The 4 of you together. And it was before she passed over. You
Yes.
understand? Because she's saying this happened before she left.
Yes.
That we had this family, the family portrait. And she can't tell you how thankful she is that that was taken. Okay? She can't begin to tell you that. She wants you to know she's all right. She's fine. I know your name's Kim. I know. She keeps saying, Kim, it's Kim, it's Kim. I know you're Kim. I know you are. We got that established. Pushy. Yeah. There's a book you put together for things, she's telling me, and you're still not finished with it. Understand that? Because the things are thrown all over that table.
Yep.
Understand that? And she says, she's watching you put her things together
Yes.
in this little book type of thing.
Yes.
All right?
Yes.
She said, I'm making the best of a bad situation. So she made the best of a bad situation, okay? I don't know how, she's not giving me her death condition because maybe she doesn't want to go there, but she's bringing me one step out of it and just talking about people being around the bed, and there were prayers said around her bed all the time, like night and day. And she's talking about the prayers, and the prayers helped her passing easier. It made it easier, okay?
Okay.
Did you light a candle in the hospital room?
No.
No.
Or right after, though?
No, not that I know of, unless it was one of her friends or something. Not us.
Do you live in a track housing kind of thing?
Yeah.
And are there
Yes.
mountains? Are there mountains nearby, or
Yes.
look at the mountains?
Yes.
Because she's talking about being in the yard, and with the backyard, you can see the mountains.
Yes.
Yes.
And she's talking about going in the backyard. Now she's showing me it, and I'm back there, sliding glass door, going in the back, and there. You understand that?
Yeah.
In the back, and she sits there a lot with you back there because you said you talk about me all the time back there. I don't know if there's some kind of a garden you want to put there with her name in it.
Yes, I already did.
Yes.
Okay. Because this is where we feel
I feel close to her.
to remember her.
Yes.
It's an honor.
I know.
It's a renewal.
Yeah, it's a beautiful garden. It's a beautiful thing. I don't know if there's going to be I don't know, like a wishing well or like a little fountain
I
thing
just
there.
put one there yesterday.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, she loves that. She loves that. And she said, please don't let my death destroy you. Please. Because she doesn't want it to bring you down. Okay? Don't worry yourself sick. Don't worry yourself. I understand that. Don't worry yourself and be sick. Dad and Mom, this was not your fault. You understand that?
Yes.
You couldn't save her, okay? Mom, you couldn't save her. You couldn't save her.
Couldn't.
You know, you couldn't. I know you wanted to, and I know you. Why did this happen? Okay, I'm going to leave you with that, okay?
Okay, thank you very
Let me
much.
give you a hug here. Okay. Well, she's okay, sweetie. All right? Okay.
So much.
You're very welcome. She can't breathe. She's like,
In the reading, James said your daughter couldn't breathe and she had an infection. Can you tell us how your daughter died?
She died from a misdiagnosis of a kidney stone. And it escalated to where she couldn't breathe. She was breathing so hard they had to sedate her. And consequently, her lungs filled with fluid, and there was a mass infection in her entire body.
she said there was going to be a wedding, or we planned on a wedding.
He was right. We found out later through her boyfriend that they had a plan. It wasn't really right away, it was in the future. It was like a 1-year plan, a 2-year plan, and so on, a 5-year plan of what they would be doing together at that time. And it was really, it touched us, it was really special.
Someone not believing this, so I don't know who's a skeptic.
I'm the skeptic in the family, but
Yeah.
immediately there seemed to be a connection between James and the family. And some of the things that he said in the reading, I won't say they're wrong. We weren't able to connect them to our experience. Some of the things were general, but there was an amazing number of things that he read that were so right on, that were so personal, that there was no way, in my estimation, that he could have known that in advance. Things about the backyard and the garden, all the things that were very personal and only the family members had been involved with.
There's some kind of a garden you want to put there with her name in it?
After she passed away, I told the family that I was going to dedicate a garden to Kim. And so I have one of those little flowers that spins in the wind, and on the leaves I put Kim's garden, and planted many beautiful plants. And I talk to her when I'm out there, because through the living of the plants, I feel that she's going on and she's with me.
If you'd like a chance for a reading with James, send a letter to Beyond, P.O. Box 4399, Hollywood, California, 90078.
if we could live life by being mindful, just be paying attention to what we say, what we see, what we hear, what we feel, I think life would be a lot happier. We'll see you next time. Thank you for joining us.
What's your name?
Kelly,
Kelly, go ahead.
hi. Are there spirits that have trouble realizing that they have passed?
Quite often they have trouble realizing, especially if the death happened very quickly, where there was a shock involved. Sometimes you hear about earthbound spirits. That's really what that means. They're not aware that they've passed into the light.